It is Thursday at 11 a.m. and this is going to be episode 2 of the road to 145 pounds. So if you haven't seen episode 1, definitely check that out because I talk about my plans, the program that I'm following, physique stuff, all that jazz. So for breakfast, we've got half an avocado on 2 slices of Texas toast with some onion, tablespoon of olive oil, garlic powder, all that jazz. And then we got only egg whites today because I'm actually out of eggs, with some ketchup and minced garlic. So we are headed off to the gym now, so I thought I would show you guys my outfit like we always do. What's new? I haven't made my bed yet, so don't mind that. So Lululemon. These are the Align. These are the cheetah leopard print. I'm not even sure which one this is, but these are the Align pant. I'm wearing my Converse. This is the Define jacket. So I have the black hooded one, and then I have the white and gray one that you guys always see me wear without the hood, just the collar. I'm wearing the Lululemon Y bra, and then this is just a basic white tank I got from the kids section at Walmart. So this day was a deadlifting workout. So I get a lot of questions about my deadlift. It's my best lift. It's been easy since I first started, I'm not gonna lie, because I have the leverages for it. I have super, super long arms, and I have very, very long legs. I am 5'10", and my whole entire body is legs. So I've never really had issues with that just because I'm like made to deadlift. But I always make sure that I have my form on point. I've really only been back to deadlifting for about a month, so I'm really just focusing on making sure that I keep my neck neutral, that I am locking my lats in before I pull the slack out, and that I'm using my lower back. So I've never ever felt deadlifts in my glutes or my hamstrings. A lot of people think that my deadlift is so strong because of that, but it's actually my back. My lower back is extremely strong, and the only lower back exercise that I do is this, and that if I'm doing some sort of deadlift variation, I may be utilizing my lower back at some point. But as you can see, you know, I obviously have a very large butt, but it's really not involved in the movement. So just remember that they are used for your lower back. It is a back exercise. It's not a glutes exercise. If you want to utilize your glutes more, you can do a sumo stance, but I did sumo for a little bit and that didn't quite work for me. So my working sets were 240 for 4 sets of 7. That's what I was programmed. I had to stop in between this first set because my glasses kept falling off. So they end up off of my face because it just was not working. But I did this first set beltless and realized I wanted to throw something on. It was just a little bit too much volume, and I knew I had to do 3 more sets after that. So it just didn't make sense. I wanted all of them to look really good. So I just threw a belt on there. And the belt just helps you maintain your form. It's not like you're able to lift like 100 more pounds or anything like that. If your form is not together, the belt is not really going to help you too much. I'm finally in here by myself for a second. So I've been doing my deadlifts. I started out without a belt because 240 isn't really that heavy, but the fatigue that you get from doing 7s is pretty insane. So I've been taking my glasses off because they keep falling off my face and it's so distracting. So I have 2 more sets to go. I'm taking really, really long rest breaks, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, depends. Because if I'm not like fully ready to go, there's honestly no point in me even doing another set because it's just gonna be a train wreck. So it's going. So the plates that I was using were actually really annoying because they were in kilos and I had to mix them with pounds. So I didn't have kilos underneath 10. So I had to throw on like actual pound plates with it. So it didn't make a huge difference feeling wise, just because they're not calibrated or anything like that, but it was quite irritating to say the least, but that's okay, you know, first world problems. But that's definitely something that I have to think about. If I decide I want to do meet, I'm gonna have to find a gym that has the correct equipment and plates that I need, because otherwise I may be lifting way more or way less than I think I am, just because the plates are not calibrated. The 45-pound plates are not always 45 pounds, and that makes a difference when you're prepping for powerlifting. So then I moved on to my accessories after I failed to count that last set of deadlifts. So I went ahead and I did some bodyweight wide grip pull-ups, and then I did some banded pull-ups. Pull-ups are so hard. The best way to get your first pull-up is to work on negatives, use an assisted machine, use bands, and make sure that you're training your lats consistently, because they're being used when you're pulling up. So these are super mental for me. You guys will literally see me decide whether or not I want to do one more rep, and I'm like, nah, fam. So after that, I moved on to some barbell rows. So I was using the kilo plates again, just because the bigger plates are a little bit easier. They feel more balanced on each side. So I was actually using 89 pounds. These were very, very hard, especially after deadlifting. But just make sure that your form is correct when you're doing rows before you start adding crazy weight. That's why I always start with the bar, just to make sure I've got that movement pattern down. But you're basically just pulling towards your belly button, essentially, and your elbows are always pulling back kind of in a 90-degree angle. So I was only doing sets of 6 with this. I also really, really like doing them from the floor. It's slipping my mind which row that is right now, but that's the first row I ever started with, because I actually wasn't able to do these for a really long time. So that's a good variation. I'll throw that up on the screen, whatever it's called, if you're not able to do the barbell row. That'll still allow you to recruit those muscle groups in that way. I then just moved on to doing some face pulls that I programmed for myself. These really just help with shoulder health, as well as obviously growing your rear delts. So that is where I get most of that recruitment from, using that movement, and then obviously back exercises. And then I just finished off with a single row. These look kind of weird from this angle, but you're just pulling towards your waist, essentially, with your elbow driving everything backwards. So I really, really like these. I've been doing these for a long time. My setup is kind of weird because this bench was kind of weird, so just ignore that. But if you have questions about the workout, just leave them in the comments. My camera died, but post-workout snack, it's gonna be Pop-Tart. So I've been back for a little bit now. It's 3:45. I've just been charging my camera battery, but I wanted to give a little quick, fun, exciting little story time because no one here knows how to drive. And I feel like every single time I go to like a new area, I'm like, it has gotten worse. So I was over at Lenox Mall, and I'm like, so I'm pulling out of the garage. So if you've never been to the mall, basically when you're pulling out of the garage, there's a left lane, which cars can be in, obviously, and then there's a right lane. And so the man is in the left lane. So when you're turning out of the garage, you're gonna naturally turn into the right lane. If you want to get in the left lane, you merge over afterwards. So this guy is coming like, he's coming down just like at a normal speed. He's not like speeding or anything like that. And so at that point, you kind of gauge, do I have enough time to, you know, turn into my lane? Because sometimes when you're turning, if your car doesn't have the best turn radius, you might be a little bit in the left lane. But he was so far back, I was like, there's no big deal. So I turn, I get into the right lane, and I hear him like honking his horn really, really loudly. And I'm like, I'm so confused because I had my turn signal on. All I did was turn into the right lane. You're in the left lane and you were behind me. So if you're honking at me, that means that you're behind me. So where's the problem, essentially? And so I'm just like, okay, whatever. I like look in my mirror and he's behind me.
he speeds up next to me and he like looks at me like, you know how you are, like when, you know, I think everyone has a little bit of road rage when someone does something. I have no idea what I did, but when someone does something, you know, you want to see who's in the car. So you like drive up next to them, and then that's usually where it ends, you know, then you drive away. And so I just like kind of glanced over and then just like kept driving, because people always want you to react, and I'm someone where like I just never give people reactions, especially when they want them. And so that can frustrate people, but for me, I'm like, this situation is not a thing, so I'm not going to participate in it. And this is like the definition of first world problems. We're both driving cars at a mall. So I just keep on driving. He speeds up back next to me and he starts to like kind of like move his car into my car like you would see in a movie. And so naturally I brake. My brakes are so messed up, it's not a good time. But I brake, and then I don't even look at him. I brake, I'm like, okay, and then I just keep on driving. Then he speeds in front of me, and then he goes and parks in a parking lot wherever he was going. I have no idea. And so then, you know, I just like leave naturally, completely unbothered. I do not let stuff like that bother me. I used to get really bothered by it, and what happened is stuff that I come up with in my head of what I want to do to the person, but I would never actually do. And I was like, homie, if you want to hit my car, go for it. I got some damages that already need to be fixed. We can go ahead and have you just do the whole thing. There's 3 cars behind us that watch the whole thing. So like, please hit my car. Because I could do with a quick little shot. We can get everything together. I can say you messed up my brakes. We'll do the whole thing. But I just thought that was hilarious, and I passed probably like 20 accidents on the way home. It's just like, I think Georgia has the worst drivers I've ever seen, and I thought Washington, D.C. truly took the cake. Like, I think D.C. is almost worse than New York, because in New York, people drive fast. In D.C., people just literally don't know how to drive, because most people don't have a car. But Georgia is on another one. So I just made my little protein drink here, so we're gonna sip on this. I currently don't have any food. That's a lie. I have food, just not food that I want to eat. So this is gonna be like my meal, my post-workout meal, until we go to the grocery store. I tried to make myself look as much of a mess as possible in hopes to stop people from talking to me, because I think the grocery store is honestly when I have the most people trying to talk to me, because I can't escape. So we're in crazy traffic. I was gonna go to the Kroger by Ponce because I haven't been yet, but I don't know if it's gonna be more expensive or cheaper. Like, Ponce is not, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a nice area, but Ponce City Market is very gentrified, and so like just like that little spot, it could be a little bit more expensive. So I'm just gonna go to the one that I always go to. So we actually don't have tons of stuff to pick up because I still have some groceries. It's just like I'm out of the essentials now. So I just wanna go ahead and grab some of that stuff, and I'm not gonna go too crazy because I literally only have about a week. So I go home next Saturday. Next Sunday is my flight. My last day of work is next Saturday. So I don't need to get like tons and tons of stuff because it's just gonna end up going bad. So I'm just gonna pick up a couple things, but I will show you guys like my essentials for gaining weight. So when it comes to food, there's no like special foods that help you gain weight. It's whether or not you're in a caloric surplus. If you're not in a surplus, aka you're not eating more than your maintenance, you will never ever gain weight. Same thing goes for losing weight. If you're not in a deficit, you will never lose weight. So there's no special foods, but there's obviously foods that you can choose that are gonna have more calories, that are gonna give you more bang for your buck in a sense. So I'm gonna show you guys some of those top ones that I end up getting today. weekly phone call with Sandra right now, but we're drinking some Angry Orchard, so once I get off we will do a little grocery haul, and I'm probably gonna make some dinner while I'm on the phone with her, to be honest. So I'll show you guys what I get, what I make.
Yeah, did you like the color red at all?
So this is the most boring breakfast for dinner. We got 2 fried eggs, ketchup, and minced garlic because I literally have a problem. Texas toast, basically fried because calories, and then chips. Sandra and I are literally incapable of having short conversations, so my apology, but I'm gonna go ahead and end off this video with the grocery haul. So the first thing I got is some more oil. So this is just the Kroger brand. So this is one of the main things that I actually use for gaining weight, and I know you're probably confused, but if you look at the calories on oil, it all makes sense. So I actually eat a lot of fats. I have about 110 grams a day. And then my carbs are pretty high too, but my fats are really high. Like that's literally 990 calories are from fats that I have every single day, which is kind of insane. So there's 120 calories per tablespoon, and that goes for literally any sort of olive oil. So I will add this. Obviously I use it for cooking and stuff, but I also add it to avocado for consistency, but also calories. You can even add this to like smoothies and stuff like that if you need some more calories. It sounds weird, but like when you add it to a smoothie, you've added calories and you literally don't taste anything. So you're welcome. Then we just picked up some eggs. So eggs are great. If you're a vegetarian, then maybe you don't eat them, but my diet is, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not pescatarian, I'm not octavitarian, whatever it is. I'm just doing me. So we picked up some eggs. I went ahead and got a bunch of these little drinks because I actually tried this for the first time, I believe, when I was in Target, and I was using one of these bottles as like a actual water bottle for the longest time. But these are Body Armor, so these are amazing. They taste better than Gatorade. It's real fruit, and they have a lot of really great benefits. You can read some of those on the side there, and they're all made with coconut water. So like this one is the tropical punch one. I picked up the strawberry banana, which is actually the only one I've tried so far, and I really like this one. So this one has 18 carbs. This one's got 18 carbs. We got the pineapple coconut. This one has 18 as well. And then this one has 10 carbs. And this is the peach mango. So it actually tells you on the bottle if it is one of the lower calorie options. So this is the light. I didn't even notice that. I should have looked at that. But I got these for during my workouts, so that might sound weird. I still drink water, but I will have these too because it's just a way to get some carbs in during my workout. Nothing crazy. So if you are looking for something that is going to give you like way more carbs to work with during your workout, maybe you didn't eat that much before you worked out, whatever it may be, do Gatorade, because there's way more carbs than you would think in a bottle. There's probably up to 70 sometimes just in a like 32 ounce Gatorade bottle. So definitely look at the nutrition label. Get the ones that have carbs in them. Don't get the 0 because there won't be anything in them if you want to use that during your workouts. But that's what I use. I picked up 2 more of the rices. So this coconut jasmine rice has some of the highest calories I've found for Uncle Ben's. So in a whole package, you have 470 calories. And then I picked up the cilantro lime, which I've never actually seen before. And this one has 390 calories. I picked up my tunas because I actually found them at Kroger. So we got 3 of the tomato one. This is the sun-dried tomato. I love this flavor. The first time I tried it, I didn't like it, but I tried it again and I was like, okay, I'm kind of a fan. So these have 20 grams of protein per little tiny cup. If you like tuna, highly recommend because they actually taste really good. You don't have to add any seasoning. And then I also picked up the basil one because this one is super good as well if you are a fan of something a little bit more lighter in flavor. I picked up 4 avocados because I go through avocados way too fast. In a medium avocado, you can have up to like 250 calories. Most of that is going to be fat, so that is a big component of me getting my fats in daily. I picked up more Pop-Tarts because this is just my staple post-workout snack now. It works so well for me. So they had more flavors, they had more flavors this time. So I got the blueberry and I got the cookies and cream. So the macros on this one are 9 fat, 73 carb, and 4 protein. So that is 380 calories. This one is 11 fat, 72 carb, and 4 protein. So if you're trying to lose weight, this is literally your worst nightmare. But if you're trying to gain weight, it's a good little snack to have. No foods are bad foods. Everything is good in moderation. Speaking of moderation, I picked up some cookies. Cookies add up way too fast. So you've got 130 calories in these. These are actually really good. They're $1.50 at Kroger. Insane. So you have 5 fat, 20 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of protein in two cookies. 2 cookies. And then you also have 20 grams of sugar, and that includes the 10 grams of added sugar. So when you're getting snacks, decide what you want to do. The majority of my diet is extremely healthy. Vegetables, fruit, grains, all that jazz, that's literally my diet. And then because I eat so well, I also eat whatever I want. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what it is that you're eating when it comes to your calories, but that is going to directly affect how you feel. So you could have 2,000 calories worth of McDonald's, or you could have 2,000 calories worth of like actual food, like rice, vegetables, all that jazz. Which one is gonna make you feel better, you know? So it's okay to have snacks in your life. They're not bad for you. It's just not going to do as much for you as real food would. That's how I like to describe it. Like real food, and then you have junky food. Junky food is not bad for you. It's just not gonna make you feel as good as real food would. So it's okay to throw it in there. Just make sure it's not your whole entire diet. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna gain more fat because you had cookies versus having like a salad or something like that. Calories are calories. They're gonna do the same thing. So just wanted to throw that in there. Last but not least, speaking of snacks, candy. So I like to have some candy during my workout too because of carbs. So there's the macros for those bad boys, the macros for those. These were $1 like in little seasonal section at Kroger. So that's everything that I got. Things I have to go back for. I need to get more vegetables. I thought I had more frozen veggies, but I'm actually almost out. And then I also needed to pick up like one more random thing. I don't even remember what it was. Can't be that important because I don't remember. But those are the groceries that I got. Those are some things that you can use to add some more calories to your diet if you are looking to do so. A lot of people just have issues trying to figure out what they can eat or supplement with. First things first, just include your portion sizes of whatever it is that you're already eating. But if you really like are in dire need of more calories, drink your calories, have a post-workout snack that is going to refuel all those carbs that you burned, and so on. So I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any staples that you like to have in your diet, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm gonna finish my Angry Orchard here. I also got a pack of Angry Words. Oh my God, words. I'm so sober. I also got a pack of Angry Orchards. And I'm gonna watch some Jersey Shore. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you.